Welcome to Fitzy's Fabulous Scrapbooks. I'm Michelle Fitzgerald, aka Fitzy, and I'm an independent advisor for Creative Memories Scrapbooking, and I'm here to help you make your scrapbooks look fabulous. So, we got snow. We finally got snow. We just had like a little dusting, so it's still on the grass, but it still seems okay to drive. So it does feel like winter now. So anyway, I got my little elf hat on here. I'm playing Christmas elf. I've been packing up bundles to send to a lot of husbands of clients who are looking for gifts for their wives, and some daughters looking for their moms, that kind of thing. So it's been fun being little elf Michelle. All right. So anyway, today what I am going to be working on is the tearaway sheet from the Polar Lights collection. It's beautiful, and it's such a fun and easy way to make quick and simple borders. So let me get us down to my workspace here. Oops, hold on. And let's get started. So this is the tearaway sheet here, and this is the Polar Lights paper pack that I'll be using a couple of sheets out of this. Obviously, you definitely need the tearaway sheet, but then we'll use a couple of other sheets from that as well. And I'll also be using, in combination with the tearaway sheet, quite a few of the flocked borders. These borders are beautiful. I just love them. In combination with this sheet, it really works well. And if I remember, and I hope I do at the end of this video, I have the Fast to Fabulous album for this collection, and I want to show you how the borders work with that collection, with that album rather, to help you make fast, easy, and fun pages. Okay, so I'll also be using some stickers and some embellishments, all from the same collection, which is Polar Lights. So let me show you here what I have created. Ta-da! And ta-da! So with this one sheet, let me just pull this back. I am going to create these 6 borders. Okay. Now, I had to make some of these a little wider than I probably would have normally done, because they were pretty wide on the tearaway sheet. But I think it still lends itself to creating really cool borders that will be usable on your pages. So you'll see. Okay. Some of these was so easy. It was just pretty much layering and putting it together. On this one here, I think it was this one. Yeah, I did a little welding, so I'll show you how to do that. So it shouldn't take too long. And to help save with time, I did already cut my tearaway sheet. So while I am chatting away here, if you are playing along and you want to do this with me, go ahead and just cut all the borders on that tearaway sheet. And once you have done that, you will actually have 7 separate little border sheets, strips here like this. All right. But so you see how these 3 are wider, and I did go really wide on this one because I kind of got a little carried away and was having a lot of fun. And yeah, you know, I had a lot of fun creating these, I'm not going to lie. All right, so I'm going to put these to the side, and we will, I'm going to put them in the order that we'll create, and that way it'll make things go quicker. And you'll see how fast and fun this actually is. So let me just get these lovely little pieces together. All right, so I think we are good. Okay, So the first one I'm going to work on is my penguin border. So I'm going to move all of these to the side. And I think I had this one second. Yep. So I'm just going to keep them in order so that way I know what I'm doing. So what you're going to want is your tape runner. I would suggest repositionable, just so if there's anything you have to change, you can do it easily. I'm going to be using my 12-inch trimmer with the straight blade. And today I used the decal blade, which is the yellow one. Okay. I also am using the newest micro tip pen, and I think it's a blue. I think it's called ice blue, maybe. And it's always good to have your multi-purpose tool handy. You never know when you're going to need it. And same thing with your micro tip scissors. You can always use those. And then the last thing I will be using is the decorative trimmer as well. Okay. And actually the decorative trimmer I'll be using on the first border. All right. So it looks like there's a lot going on, but it's actually a fairly simple border to create. So I just want to point out a couple of things. If you notice here, I did do some really simple doodling, just little dots. But do you see how those little dots really kind of bring things out, so they kind of jump off the paper? Before I put those dots on, and I can show you once we start creating, it was looking kind of like things were getting lost. And then just adding that simple little dot creation to that really made a difference. It's so pretty and so easy. All right, so let me grab some paper here. You are going to want some white paper, and I'm just using free stuff that you get in your paper packs. That works perfectly. And I'm also going to be going for this dot paper. And the easier way to find it is look for the paper in your pack that has these trees. That's the paper. We're just using the opposite side. And of course, you need your penguin paper border strip. And then you just need a very thin piece of platinum shimmer. Okay. If you don't have platinum and you have maybe, let's see, some kind of silver. I went with sparkle. You don't have to. You do whatever works for your pages, but I like a good sparkle, so I went with that. All right, just found a piece of white that I can use. And I'm going to see what I have left. I might have to break into my new pack. I hope everybody is having a great weekend. It's almost over, which is so sad. Okay, I've got to break into that pack. So let me get that piece of paper. Oh, here it is. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. I'm hoping my elf hat will stay on for the whole time. We'll see how it goes. I may have to take it off, but we'll see. So this is the tree paper. We are using the back side. Okay. Now, if you want to use different papers, that's fine. It's your album. And one thing I want to be clear on is, if you don't want to create it exactly like I did, you don't have to. Use it as inspiration. Take a piece of it that you like, create it verbatim if you like. I'm just trying to be inspiring because I think it's important to get ideas from other people. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my white paper and the decorative trimmer. Now, I don't know if everyone has done this, but I have put a little black line on my decorative trimmer at the mark that goes, the very first mark that's closest to the highest peak, okay? And that's what I'm going to be lining my paper up to. And when I look at it, it's actually the 1.5 inch mark. So here's your 1 inch mark here, and this is 1.5 inches here, all right? So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. So what I'm doing is I just want to get that pretty decorative edge, but I don't need to take off a lot of paper. So if I line up to that mark and then just go ahead and cut. And if you're not sure if you cut all the way through, just go up and down a couple of times and it's good. Now, hold on to this little piece. You might want to use it in one of the borders we do later. So don't get rid of that just yet. And you may decide you don't want to use it, and that's fine too. See, there's so many options. All right. So let's see here. I am going to line this one up. I don't need this to be, oh, you know what we can do? This will make it easier. So I have the edge here. Now I'm going to turn it so the opposite side also goes in, and I do the same thing on the opposite side. All right. The good thing is I don't need a lot of this paper. I just need that decorative look. And I'm using the scallop pattern. This is the swell, and you could use the swell pattern too if you like that better. I just chose to go with the scallop. Now I'm going to put this aside. I don't know if I need that again. I may not. I can't remember. But I'm going to take out my 12-inch trimmer now. And let's just line the peaks of this white paper to the 1 inch mark and give it a cut. And you probably don't even need that much, but I'm just going to do that. It's a nice even number. And then I'm going to turn and do the same thing on the other side. All right. So just a nice little 1 inch mark. All right. So I can put this paper to the side. May need it again, but I may not. And now for this paper, I am going to, oh, we do need the decorative trimmer. I knew there was something else. We got to cut this one too. So now I'm going to take my dotted paper, the one that has the trees on the back. Now, you're not probably going to need this whole paper. So if you want to use the rest of this in the future, I would just watch how you cut. And that depends on, you know, you may want it so the trees are vertically going across your page, or vertical, or horizontal or vertical, but just notice where your trees are and decide what you think you would use and cut the opposite way. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the first cut on this paper. I'm going to line it up to that same mark, and I'm going to do the same thing. I just want to get that decorative look. And I just want to make sure I line this up straight. That went over a little bit. Yep. All right. And we're going to cut. All right. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull out the arm. All right. I'm going to turn the paper so my decorative edge is facing to the left, which is also facing toward this arm. And just so you know, and I just need to look at this, on my arm, I put a black mark, 1 mark away from the 6.5 inch mark. So it's 1 mark before the 6.5 inch mark. All right, because that's where I'm going to put my paper. I'm going to line the tallest peak up to that mark. Now, if you go a little over, it's fine. It would be better to go a little beyond than not far enough. So just keep that in mind. And then I'm going to cut. So now I have a piece that looks like that. All right. All right, we're going to put this to the side. I'm going to move the trimmer away. Oh, nope, I'm not. I'm going to cut one more thing. It might be hard to see, but again, to give the border a little more definition, I did just cut a very thin strip of the platinum shimmer. Okay, so let me show you. Basically what I did is I lined the platinum shimmer to the second cut line, the cut line that's closest to the right-hand side of the trimmer. So I'm just going to place that there and give it a good cut. I just want to make sure I have it lined up well. Now, when you're cutting a real thin piece like this, make sure you hold your paper nice and steady. All right. Okay. So now I think I have cut everything we need for this border right now. All right. And because I feel like this might be getting a little long, I may not do all of the embellishing, but I'll do whatever is really important for you to see. All right. Because I don't want it to be a 5-hour long video. All right. So the idea is we are going to put these 2 white pieces are going to come a little bit under. Oh, and we need the border strip. So let's open this border strip pack up. And the border strip that I am using for this one is this. It's got little stars and snowflakes on it. It's really cute. All right. I'm putting the lighter color up top because I liked how it played with the blue here. All right. So let's see. Now I wanted to be sure. Maybe what I'll do is take on first. It's funny. I got all creative with this stuff. And then when I was done, I said, I didn't write any of the measurements down or what I used. So I went back and tried to remember everything. So I was just in that creative zone, right? It was so fun, but now I'm like, oh, I hope I remember everything. All right. So I'm doing the trickier ones first, and then as we go, it gets easier and easier. So I think I'm going to line that one up there. And then second. I think I did end up trimming. Oh, you know what? That's what I did. So I put this guy on first. All right. Now with the border, what I did here, let me just put the adhesive on. So I pretty much just tried to line it up so none of there was no space showing through. So there was no real system to it, except I just wanted to make sure that I didn't get any space showing between the penguin border and the flocked border. All right. So now what I'm going to do is just take my multi-purpose tool and lift up the bottom. All right. And then I'm just going to put this little guy underneath like so. And I want to make sure I leave a little bit of a border. I think pretty much got it. All right. So there we are. And then what I did, these are embellishments from the embellishment pack. And as you can see, I put foam squares on these to pop them out a little bit. And then I did take the polar bear embellishment and I just kind of peeked him in here with the title. And we can cut the title too, just so you can see. That was pretty simple. So let's see, what should I use for the bill? Oh, I still have some of that color left. Oh, I do, yay. Okay. So my base strip, which is this color here, looks like that was 1 3/4 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches long. So let's just, I think I already have the width. So I'm just going to cut the length. All right. So that's going to go there. And then I'm going to cut, oops. This is what happens when you have a small scrap space. Can anybody relate to that? Always moving things around because we don't have a lot of space. All right, so this is a 1 3/4 inch strip. And I'm going to cut this down to 4.5 inches. Oh, you know what? I think I cut that one too short. I think I cut that at 3 3/4. That was silly. All right, let me see if I have another piece. I can get that out of the pack. Here it is. Okay. So let's just cut this. And another 1 3/4 inch strip. And then this will be, what did we say this one was? Oh my goodness, I'm doing this all backwards. I knew something wasn't right. Oh, I just have to cut my white. It's 1.5 inches, so sorry. So 1.5 inch wide on the white. That's better. And now this should be 4 3/4. Much better. And there we go. All right. So it'll look like that. And then what I did around my title, again, I put those little color dots, right? Very pretty. And you can use whatever title from the pack you want. And I'm just going to show you quickly. Oh, and I need to put the little silver strip on. What did I do with that? Let's see. Those strips are so thin, they get lost so easily. It must have fallen on the floor. Oh, nope, here it is. Got it. So I'm just going to take my tape runner. And adhere my nice little silver strip, which is really platinum shimmer. All right. Oops. And just where the white meets the blue, it's kind of covering the seam, but in my opinion, what it's doing is just helping it be more defined. Okay. See how that helps? I like that. And then what I did is I just took my little micro tip pen and I just made little dots like this all around the border. And see how quick this comes together? So just do your little dots. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. I mean, that's completely up to you, what you want to do. Maybe a dot tip pen would work well. It's going to give you a bigger, much bigger dot. They might be too big, I don't know. But, you know, play around, experiment with what you have at home. I just like to show things that are simple and easy and that you can easily recreate on your own. All right. But see how that just gives it that little bit of definition, right? And just brings it out a little more. Okay. So let me, oops, just wiping off some sticky here. Okay. And then, all right. So that's all dotted and pretty. And then I would just need to embellish and title. All right. And I think the measurements on that is wrong. I just want to make sure I'm giving you the right measurements. So I am going to second guess myself. I think on the title. Yeah, you know what? I gave you the wrong measurements. So this base piece on the title is 2 inches. And then the white piece was correct. It's 1 3/4. So it's just the base piece that was wrong. So this should be 2 inches and this should be 1 3/4. All right. I apologize for that. So, and I think that's still, I'm just going to put a 2-inch strip because I want it to be correct. I knew that didn't look right. All right. So now, and then it's going to be 4 3/4 inches in length. All right. And the white will be 4 1/2 inches in length. Yes, much better. All right. And then let me find the embellishments that I use. So I see the title right here. So it says Wonder of Winter. And then I used some little penguins. So I took this little penguin piece and I popped it on over the border and I used foam squares on this one. And then I took, let's find my little penguin pal. I just love the penguins. And I think this is going to make a really cute border for my, I have pictures from SeaWorld where we saw penguins, and also from the San Diego Zoo, where I also saw penguins. So I have some penguin photos. So this is going to be fun. I'm just trying to find my other, oh, here he is. So I took this little guy and I put him on a foam square and popped him up on this little piece here. And then I did take a polar bear, and I think this is him right here. And I tucked him between the two layers of the title. Okay. And he just kind of, you know, you can still see a little tip of the whale there, and you can still see the whale's head. All right. But I liked putting him in front of the whale because that little bit of black from the whale helps the polar bear to be a little more visible. And I don't know, I love the polar bear. All right. So that's border one. Now, let me put this aside. And like I said, you might find different things that you like and that you want to do. And that is great. I say go with it. All right. And this is pretty much what my workspace started looking like yesterday when I was creating these. It got really messy really fast. All right. So here's my ski border. And this was actually a pretty easy one. I'm going to use the decal blade in my trimmer for this one. And I'm using the new cardstock. I think it's called Island Blue or Island Water, something like that. All right. So I'm going to take my cardstock, and I just want to get a real thin cut. So I'm just going to line it up to the edge of the gray mat and give it a cut. And that'll give it that decorative look. All right. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to line it up on the 4.5 inch mark. All right. And give it another cut. All right. And then just to the side, I'm going to get some navy cardstock. Well, let's see, can I find, here we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with the navy that I did with the silver in this one. I did 2 little thin strips because, and I'll show you, you'll be amazed at what a difference this does for the border. So I'm going to line up to the second cut line again and hold the paper down really firm. Oops, I forgot to take the blade out. So if you haven't done so already, change your blade. Let that be a lesson. And I always say it to my people all the time, make sure you change your blade. All right, so I'm just going to line that up to cut that little piece off. And now we will line up to the second cut line. And let me just get this on firmly. There's one. And there's 2. All right. So this can go away. And now we have our 2. Oh, and we need our border piece. So let me grab that. Is under here, under my mess. All right. So this one's pretty simple. And the border, laser border that I'm using are the icicles. All right. Works well for skiing. So I am just going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the cutout. And I'm just going to try to evenly space my ski border onto my cardstock. Trying to make sure I'm straight. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I'm also going to take and put adhesive on the border. And I didn't put adhesive on every icicle, but just a few of them. And now I'm going to line the icicles up to the very edge of the ski border and tack that down. And I just want to make sure that's straight. All right, I did pretty well. Now, do you see the difference here? I just want to show you the definition, right? So when I'm looking at this one, it kind of gets, I mean, it looks pretty, right? But I feel like it gets a little bit lost. Just putting these little strips here just brings so much eye appeal. Look at, let me add this and let me add that. Doesn't that make such a difference? And the nice thing is you're just doing these little strips, so you're not using a whole nother piece of cardstock underneath here. So I'm going to go ahead and just tack these on. And I find with these little strips, they're kind of, I think they're about 1/8 of an inch wide. I just place them together and then I start in the middle and I just go down one end and put adhesive on that way. And do the same thing going down the other end. Because these are so thin, you really want to make sure adhesive covers the whole strip. And then you just tack it on. And if there's any extra that hangs over the end, just cut it off with your scissors. And I think I could have even made the island cardstock even a little less wide. So this was, I think we cut it 4.5 inches. We probably maybe could have cut at 4 1/4, maybe even 4 inches. So it wouldn't take up as much space on your page. And I think that's really just a question, an individual preference, because it really depends on how much color you want to show. I really like this color. So I don't mind having a little extra showing, but you know, this one has a little less because I can see it's a little less wide. So yeah. And again, it's personal preference. Now here is what I used for a title, Hello Winter. And then I popped it up on foam squares. And then I just took a little sticker, a little snowflake sticker, and a gemstone. So simple, easy stuff. So I'm just gonna pop this guy up here, like so. And then, let's see, I think I put my snowflake sticker on a foam square as well. Oh, here are my stickers. So one little foam square. And there you go. All right. Oh, and then a little gemstone. But you get the idea. Okay. So that is border number 2. And I just want to try to speed it up a little bit because I don't want this to be a 2-hour video. All right. So that is done. All right. So here is border number 3. So here's my nice little village and all the cute little homes. And here are the mountains in the background, just begging to be explored, right? All right, so this one, my base is really the platinum shimmer. But as you can see, I have a little piece here of this paper. And so let me get that out. Hold on one second. And I think it's the sheet right here. Okay. And let's see, and then platinum shimmer. I think I need a new sheet for that. So my platinum shimmer, I'm going to cut a 3 3/4 inch wide sheet. And just to be sure I didn't write that measurement down incorrectly, I want to double check it. Yes, so 3 3/4. All right. 3 3/4. I actually was able to get some Christmas shopping done this week, so I'm happy to have some of that out of the way. I was getting a little stressed out because I hadn't really done anything. All right, so here is the base. Here's my cutaway sheet. And over here, here are my mountains. All right. So as you can see, this one comes together really, really easily. And then what I did do, and this is because I wanted to use the gemstones, and I kind of was looking at the gemstones here as stars in the night sky. And if you look, the paper at the very tip here, this paper here, it's got little stars on it. Hopefully that's not too blurry and you can see it. So I was just trying to give the effect of the nighttime sky. So just a little bit is all you need for that sheet. So I think what I will do, I cut a real skinny piece. I'm going to cut it just a little bit bigger to make it easier to see. So let's see, what did I do here? Yeah, that's probably 1/4 inch. So let's go, we'll do like a 1/2 inch. All right, and now I'm going to replace my blade. You are all going to be so proud of me, aren't you? All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to take my platinum and my tape runner, and I'm just going to go along one edge, the vertical edge, or the longest edge rather, not vertical. All right, but this is going to be at the top. I'm going to take the straight edge on that paper that we just cut with the deco blade, okay? And I'm going to line that up and go straight down the sheet here. Oops, and that's not straight. So let me straighten it out. All right, that's better. And then anything that's left over, I'm just going to rub off so it doesn't get stuck on everything. So that's no fun. And then I'm going to put second. Just gonna keep this here so we can all see. So I'm going to put tape runner on my mountains. Oops. And tape runner on my village. Right. And now I'm going to put the village on first. Oops. So I'm going to leave a little bit of the platinum showing. All right. And then I'm going to bring my mountains and grab my multi-purpose tool. Uh-oh. Ha, found it. And I'm just going to tuck my mountains just slightly under. Okay. Just a little tuck. Nothing too much. I think I put this up a little too high, so I just want to put it down a little bit lower. I think I'm going to do right there. All right. Now put the mountains under. I think that's good. All right, and if you see, this is kind of the tallest peak, and it just makes it to the tippy top of the platinum. All right. And then all I did, let me see if I can find my gemstones. Oh, here they are. Yay. Oops. I'm going to have so much fun cleaning this mess tonight. All righty. So. One thing I wanted to do is make sure I used an odd number of gems. It just gives it more of a draw for your eye. So if you notice, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gems. Okay. Now you can use whatever you want. That is merely my suggestion. And then this is a sticker title. Let's see. So the mountains are calling. So I used that sticker. And then I just used some of the little star stickers that were on this sheet. So I used this one, and I think it was, yep, this one, and this one. All right, so this one, and this one. All right, I'm just trying to move this along a little bit, just so it's not too long. And I really want to show you, but that's border number 3. This one is the only other thing that's got a little trickiness to it. So we're going to pull out our village flocked border, and then we're going to pull out the tearaway sheet that says, like snowflakes, we are all beautiful in our own way. When it snows, you have 2 choices, shovel or make snow angels. So what are you? Do you shovel or do you make snow angels? Let me know in the comments. All right. I'm definitely a snow angel kind of girl. So I'm going to take a piece of my white cardstock, and I'm going to make it, I'm going to say excuse me, about a half, no, sorry, a full inch. So let's do 1 inch here. I think that'll be probably more than enough, but let me just see what I did. Yeah, I think that was 1 inch. That's good. Yep, it was. Okay, so I'm going to take this inch, and because this is going to really be the base of getting these two things together, I'm going to go ahead. Now it's funny, when I originally made it, and I'm making it this way to show you, because you could do it this way. I decided I wanted a little more color, and you'll see the difference. So what I'm going to do now is take the house border, and I'm going to put it, you know, about halfway down. All right. And then I'm going to take the tearaway and meet it. So the very top will go to the very bottom of the little village, like so. And now it looks like this. All right. Now, I could have very easily just left it like this, and I think this looks great, right? So you wouldn't have to do anything else if you didn't want to. But of course, me being one of those never enough Nelly kind of girls, I said, I want a little more color behind it. So I went ahead and let me see what size this cardstock is. I don't think it's too big. It is about 3 inches. So, excuse me. Let me cut a 3-inch border. And I already have one decorative edge cut from the last thing I did. So all I need to do is line that up at the 3-inch mark and cut. And voila. All I did was put this border on top of that cardstock, and that's the border. All right. And then the only other thing I did, oops, is I put a little snowflake on a little foam square and popped it up at the end here. I don't know, in my opinion, I just didn't feel like I needed to do anything else. It just looks so pretty. Okay. So that is border number 4. All right. So let's see what we have left. We have border number 5, which is my hot chocolate border. So I'm going to pull out this cutaway and also find it. There it is. This cutaway. And I'm also going to go back to, remember this scrap piece we cut with the white? I'm going to take that out. And I also want my hot cocoa border strip here. Oh, here it is. All right. And then the only other thing I need to do is cut this paper. Now, this is the back side of the stars that we've already been working on. And I already have a decorative edge cut. So I'm just going to cut another one. And let's see, what size was that one? I think that was 2 inches. I'm going to verify that to be sure. And I'm correct, 2 inches. All right, so I'm going to line my decorative edge to the 2-inch mark and cut. Oh, I hope this video isn't too long for all of you. All right, so then this one, it's just really about layering. So this border, I'm going to take this piece and put it in the middle of this piece. All right, so that's my first part. Okay, and then I'm going to take my nice little white scrap that we had from, I think, our very first cut of this whole segment. And now I'm going to line it up to the bottom of that middle border that we got there. Oops. All right. And then I'm going to take this border and put it in the middle of this one. See what I mean? It's all layers. Fun layers though. All right. And then I took my foam squares and just find my big ones. Oh, they're still in the box. Okay. And I didn't put them all the way down, but what I did was I put one on each end, and then I put one every so often. And I think it was like the ones that hit the little mound of snow. So I'll put like one there. And then I'll put one here. One at the end. And then one here. And I think one more will do it. And one here. And there's a really cute fast. And then I used the hot cocoa leather. That's an embellishment. And I used this little, this is a sticker, the little hot chocolate mug with the marshmallows. And I did put a little gem. I popped the mug up on foam squares, the little mini ones. Okay. And that's border number 5. So again, these, they all come together really, really fast. All right. And so here's my last one. So here's my last strip. Here's my border. I also took the other strip that was just junk from the beginning, and I did a sticker strip. Let me see if I can, yeah, here are my little doggies. All right, so, I mean, this one's pretty simple. So first, what I'm going to do is put my trees onto this border. And I just go down a little ways, not far. All right, so there are my trees. Then I take my little white piece. To make sure I'm not. All right, and I'm going to put them at the very bottom of the trees. The bottom of that tree line there. All right. So then I have that, and then I take my little doggies. And I just put them along the bottom. And then I used, this is a sticker, License to Chill. And I didn't feel like I needed to do anything else with that because it's a pretty, you know, there's a lot going on. And that's it. There are my 6 borders. So I don't know how long this took. Hopefully it wasn't too long. But one thing I do want to show you is, let me grab this Fast to Fabulous album. It is beautiful. So let me just show you the borders, what they look like when you put them in the album. All right, just move this. So I could take this one and look how pretty that looks on this page. And then I would still have room here, even though it's a big border, I could still get 4 4x4 photos, or even a few more if I make my photos small. It just depends on how big you make your photos, right? So that's one. And then, oh, and I have some borders here that I made before that I'll show you in a sec. But look at how cute this would be. And then you still have all of this space here, but look at how they give you some nice decorative elements and they kind of layer too. So it gives you that like 3-dimension that sometimes you're looking for, right? Or I could take this and I could put this, right? Or I could put it over here. I could do 2 of these because you get 2 sheets in every paper pack and have it go across both pages, right? So, and then I'm just going to show you the borders I made a couple of weeks ago. Well, these would work really nicely in here too. So remember my little circles that I made? Look how pretty that would look in there, right? So let me just go here. Look at, here are my trees. What a cute little page that would be. And if I did another border, put it across the top here, look how cute. And then it's just room for photos. Maybe you want to mat a few photos, but I'm just trying to show you how quick and easy this can really be for you. And look at here. Here's my little hot chocolate. You can put them on the bottom too. They don't have to go just across the top, but look at how cute this would look up here, right? And now look at, because I put it on top of this, right? It gives it even more dimension because it's another layer. So really play around with this stuff because it is just amazing. And again, look at how cool is that, right? And then you have the mountains down here, plenty of room for photos. And I've always told people, because I've done Fast to Fabulous many times, if you don't like what's on the page, just cover it up with what you do like. It's that simple. And look at how pretty this would be, right? How cute is that? So just play around with these borders. And if you've never tried Fast to Fabulous and you're one of those people that really is trying to save on time, Fast to Fabulous might work well for you. And look how cute this would be with that, right? Yet you still have so much space to work with here. So I just think Fast to Fabulous needs some recognition. And look at how cute this one would be in here, right? How pretty is that? And again, I could go across the whole span here and then have all this here for photos. Or I could leave it as is and have a whole page. So it really depends on the size of your photos and the number of photos you have too. you know, maybe you don't have that many photos, and this is a great way to use some of them up. So for sure, use up space, you know. All right, did I just try to figure out 1, 2, 3? Oh, yeah, the penguin one too. I can put it down here. And I mean, it's just so much fun. Look at how cute that would look. You get the second layer here, right? Look at that. How cute is that? So just take your time and look, have fun creating and just figuring out what you want to do. And then here's another, I could put this little border here. Look how cute that would be. And these borders, I have to tell you, they just make it so fun, and these pages make it so fun. And so here's another one where I could just go, you know, I don't need the snowflakes, but I have the border, or I could leave the snowflakes. Maybe I want the snowflakes. But it just gives you so many options. Look at how cute that would be. So play around by all means. And if you haven't looked at Fast to Fabulous, not only, you don't have to get the pages in the album. You could get just the album, or you could get just the pages. I happen to like both. Look how cute that would be. So I used the same paper here that they have here, and just look at how cute that would be. That works so nicely together. And that's one of the things I love about the Fast Fabulous is they use the prints that are in the pack. So no matter what you use, it's going to work with it. So it's really, you know, this would work well here. And again, I could do this. And that would work out really well. And look at how that works with that. So it's just all about mixing, matching, and just having fun with it, and definitely keeping an open mind, right? And so I think I could even do this. That would look really cool. I could come down here and now get another layer this way, right? So it's so much fun. But I just wanted to show you how when you make borders from the same collection, how it works with the albums and the pages. Now you can get Fast to Fabulous pages all by themselves too. You don't have to get the album. So what I've done in the past is I've gotten the pages and I've interspersed them with plain pages that I was using. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm having that scratchy throat issue today. Oh, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so you can get one last look at all these borders. I hope you like the borders. I just had so much fun creating them, and I really love them. I can't wait to use them actually. So, oh, and I just noticed I got to switch my blade. So if anybody played along, make sure you switch your blade too. Put this away. And then I'll spread all these borders out so you can all get a good look at them. So let me just move all of this to the side. Oh, if you could see the mess I have over here. I hope I'm not the messiest scrapper ever. If you think you're messier than me, put it in the comments. I'd love to know that there's somebody who's messier than me. All right, so here we go. So hopefully you found these quick and easy, simple borders to create. I just think they're so pretty and just so much fun. And I hope you enjoy creating them as well. All right. And just to give you another minute to take a picture or look or whatever, if you haven't already done so, feel free to join my Facebook group. It's FRQ Glitz Girls Scrapbooking Group, and answer a few questions, and we'd be happy to admit you in. We are doing lots of fun stuff over there. Right now, we have a power sort organizational class going on. It's a 3 to 4 month, 3 to 4 class series. We just had our second class this month. Our third class will be December 27th. It's all free, and we're just showing people how to organize their photos and organize, and then power layout. Power layout is, in my opinion, what helps me get pages completed quickly and easily. So keep that in mind. If you are not already a subscriber, I hope you will subscribe to this YouTube channel, Fitzy's Fabulous Scrapbooks. And if you don't already have an advisor, I would love to be yours. You can visit my website at www.creativememories.com/user/Michelle Fitz. And as always, if you need to make a comment or a suggestion or have any questions, feel free to email me at fitzysfabulousscrapbooks@gmail.com. All right, I'm going to come back up. I'm back. I still have the hat on. Yay me. All right, so I hope you are all getting your holiday shopping done. I hope you're not like me and didn't wait till the last minute. This month, it's just been crazy last minute Lucy for me, but I will get it done. All right. I'm so happy you could all join me, and I hope you all enjoyed what I had to show, and I hope to see you all next time. Until then, thank you for watching, and bye for now.